Have you ever pondered the mysteries that a deserted town might hold? Imagine a place where the echoes of the past still reverberate through the silent, dusty streets. Welcome to the ghost town of Bodie, a testament to the boom and bust cycle of the gold rush era. Nestled in the hills of Eastern California, Bodie was once a bustling hub of activity. Gold was discovered here in the mid-19th century, drawing thousands of prospectors to this remote corner of the state. Shops, saloons, and homes sprang up overnight, transforming the isolated landscape into a lively community. But today, Bodie stands as a stark reminder of a bygone era. Its once thriving streets are now deserted, the clamor of mining activity replaced by an eerie silence. The wooden structures that remain weather-beaten and time-worn are the only tangible evidence of the town's vibrant past. Yet, within this desolation lies a sense of intrigue. Some say that Bodie is not entirely abandoned, that the spirits of its former inhabitants still inhabit the town. Phantoms of the miners, the shopkeepers, the saloon girls, they all are said to linger here, eternally tethered to the place they once called home. These spectral tales add a layer of mystery to Bodie, a town that has witnessed the best and worst of humanity's quest for fortune. The stories of these apparitions, some chilling, some poignant, are as much a part of the town's history as the gold that once drew people here. As we delve deeper into the enigma of Bodie, we'll explore its rise and fall, its transformation into a ghost town, and the supernatural tales that continue to haunt it. We'll peel back the layers of history, revealing the human stories etched into the fabric of this forgotten town. Join us as we embark on a journey through time to unravel the secrets of this eerie town. Our story begins in 1859, in the heart of the California Gold Rush, an era of fevered dreams and the relentless quest for prosperity. A time when the glimmer of gold was enough to ignite a rush of adrenaline, hope, and ambition. In the midst of this frenzy, the town of Bodie was born. Bodie, named after the prospector Waterman S. Bodie, who first discovered small amounts of gold in the hills near what is now called Bodie Bluff, was a beacon of promise. Bodie's discovery wasn't particularly significant, but it was enough to catch the attention of those hungry for wealth. The news of gold in Bodie spread like wildfire, attracting prospectors from all corners, each harboring dreams of striking it rich. As more and more gold was unearthed, Bodie transformed from a small mining camp into a bustling town. By 1879, Bodie boasted a population of approximately 10,000 people and more than 2,000 buildings. The town was teeming with life, its streets lined with homes, saloons, and even a red light district. The promise of gold had turned Bodie into a thriving metropolis in the middle of nowhere. The allure of Bodie was not merely the prospect of finding gold, but the promise of a new life. For many, Bodie was a second chance, an opportunity to rewrite their destinies. It promised a life of prosperity, a chance to rise from rags to riches. It was this allure, this promise of a golden future, that drew people to Bodie, fueling its growth and prosperity. Yet, amidst the hustle and bustle, the glint of gold, and the promise of a better life, the seed of Bodie's eventual downfall was being sown. The town was growing too fast, too soon, and the promise of limitless gold was just that, a promise. But that's a story for another time. Bodie was a beacon of hope, lighting the way for those in search of fortune. It was the epitome of the American dream, a symbol of the boundless opportunities that awaited those brave enough to chase their dreams, even if those dreams were buried deep in the heart of the California hills. With gold came prosperity, and with prosperity came excess. Such was the tale of Bodie during its golden era. The sudden influx of gold transformed this once modest mining outpost into a bustling metropolis almost overnight. Imagine a town where the streets were teeming with life. Miners from all corners of the country flocked here, each hoping to strike it rich. The clatter of horse-drawn carriages, the bustling saloons, and the echo of laughter filled the air, painting a vivid picture of prosperity. The inhabitants of Bodie weren't just surviving, they were thriving. Luxurious homes started to sprout up, replacing the humble abodes that once stood. The townsfolk, once clad in simple work attire, were now donning lavish garments, a testament to the newfound wealth. And then there were the stories. Tales of miners striking it rich overnight, of saloons overflowing with gold nuggets, of fortunes made and lost in the blink of an eye. These stories echoed far and wide, drawing prospectors like moths to a flame. Bodie was the talk of the West, a beacon of hope for those willing to risk it all in the pursuit of wealth. But perhaps most fascinating was the transformation of the town itself. From a mere collection of tents and shacks, Bodie grew into a thriving community boasting schools, churches, and even a newspaper. The town was alive, its heartbeat resonating with the promise of gold. Yet, amidst this opulence, there were the first inklings of excess. Prosperity brought with it a certain recklessness, a disregard for the harsh realities of life in a gold mining town. The townsfolk reveled in their newfound wealth, oblivious to the precarious nature of their prosperity. Bodie was living its golden era, but as we know, all that glitters is not gold. This period of prosperity was merely a facade, a golden veneer that hid the town's impending doom. As we delve deeper into Bodie's history, we find that this golden era was but a fleeting moment, a brief respite before the town's inevitable decline. But that, dear listeners, is a tale for another time. As rapidly as it rose, Bodie began to crumble. The golden era of Bodie was not destined to last forever. The inevitable depletion of gold was the first blow to this thriving town. Miners dug deeper and deeper, chasing the elusive sparkle of gold, but it was a losing battle. The veins of gold were thinning, and the returns were diminishing. Bodie's fortune, it seemed, was running out. But it wasn't just the scarcity of gold that led to Bodie's downfall. The town was also grappling with economic instability. The lucrative gold mining industry had attracted entrepreneurs and investors from far and wide. But when the gold started to run out, the money began to dry up. Businesses closed down, investors pulled out, and jobs were lost. The once prosperous town was now teetering on the brink of financial ruin. The harsh living conditions in Bodie were another factor that contributed to its downfall. Nestled high in the Sierra Nevada mountains, Bodie was exposed to the elements. Winters were brutally cold, and summers were unbearably hot. The residents had to endure these extreme conditions while also dealing with the scarcity of basic necessities like food and water. The tough life in Bodie was a far cry from the promise of prosperity that had lured people to this town. Moreover, the isolation of Bodie made it a difficult place to live. The nearest city was miles away, and the journey was fraught with dangers. The residents of Bodie were essentially cut off from the rest of the world. This isolation, coupled with the dwindling resources and the harsh living conditions, made life in Bodie increasingly unbearable. Slowly but surely, people began to leave Bodie. The once bustling town was now a shadow of its former self. The streets were deserted, the mines were abandoned, and the buildings were falling into disrepair. Bodie, it seemed, was losing its battle against time and nature. The town that once bustled with life was on a fast track to becoming a ghost town. The downfall of Bodie was a stark reminder of the transient nature of prosperity. It served as a testament to the fact that nothing lasts forever, not even a town built on a gold mine. By the turn of the century, Bodie was a shadow of its former self. The town that once glittered with gold and echoed with the clamor of hopeful miners was now engulfed in an overwhelming silence. As the gold veins dried up, so did the lifeblood of the town. The bustling streets, once teeming with miners, merchants, and families, stood deserted and lifeless. The buildings, once the epitome of prosperity, were now empty shells, abandoned by their occupants. The saloons, once filled with boisterous laughter and clinking glasses, were now echoing the silence of the town. The bank, once the heart of the town's economy, was now a hollow structure, its vaults stripped of the gold that once filled them. The school, where the children of the miners learned their letters and numbers, was now eerily quiet. The laughter and chatter of the children replaced by a chilling silence. The houses, once filled with the warmth of families, stood vacant. The fireplaces, which once provided warmth during the harsh winters, were now cold and lifeless. The family portraits on the walls were now the only reminder of the families who once called these houses home. The town's transformation was not just physical, it was also emotional. The sense of community, the shared dreams and aspirations, the camaraderie among the miners, all evaporated as the town's population dwindled. The only thing that remained was an overwhelming sense of loss and melancholy. The once thriving town was now a ghost town, its streets echoing the stories of its past. The town that was born out of hope and ambition, that thrived on the promise of gold, was now a monument to the fleeting nature of prosperity. The town was not just deserted, it was haunted. Haunted by the dreams that were born here, by the lives that flourished here, and by the hopes that died here. The wind that blew through the empty streets seemed to carry the whispers of the town's past, the echoes of laughter, the cries of joy, the sighs of disappointment. Bodie was now a ghost town, haunted by the echoes of its past. In the silence of the ghost town, whispers of spectral inhabitants began to grow. The desolate town of Bodie, once a bustling hub of golden dreams, now stands as a silent witness to tales of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena. From the shadows of the abandoned buildings, stories of supernatural beings have emerged. There are tales of the ghost of a little girl named Evelyn, who met her tragic end in a freak mining accident. Visitors claim to have seen her dressed in a white pinafore, her laughter echoing through the deserted streets. Then there's the legend of the ghost miner. It's said that he was a hard-working miner during the day, but a notorious gambler by night. One unfortunate evening, he lost everything, and in his despair, he took his own life. Since then, it is believed that his spirit haunts the old mill, forever trapped in a cycle of work and regret. But it's not just stories. Visitors and locals alike have reported eerie experiences. From unexplainable cold spots and sudden gusts of wind to ghostly whispers and fleeting figures, Bodie seems to be a hive of paranormal activity. Some have even claimed to have captured these spectral inhabitants on camera, their ghostly forms appearing as hazy figures amidst the decay. Yet, the most chilling tale is perhaps that of the cursed artifacts. It is believed that anyone who takes anything, even a pebble, from Bodie will be cursed with bad luck. Indeed, the local museum has a collection of letters from regretful thieves begging for forgiveness and returning the stolen items in hope of breaking the curse. Whether fact or fiction, these stories add to the enigma that is Bodie. They breathe an uncanny life into the ghost town, making it a place where the past doesn't just live in old buildings and dusty artifacts, but also in the whispers of the wind and the shadows of the night. Today, Bodie stands as a testament to a bygone era, an era that was filled with dreams of prosperity, only to be replaced by the harsh reality of life in the Wild West. It's a ghost town now, but not forgotten. Instead, it's been preserved, its buildings frozen in time, standing tall against the harsh winds and the relentless passage of time. Now Bodie is more than just a ghost town. It's a state historic park, a piece of history preserved for generations to come. The state of California recognizes the cultural and historical significance of Bodie, maintaining it in a state of arrested decay. This means that while the buildings aren't restored to their former glory, they are preserved just as they were left, as if time itself has stopped. Bodie is also a National Historic Landmark, a title that underscores its importance in the narrative of the American West. It's a testament to the gold rush, to the people who dared to dream, and to the harsh reality that often awaited them. And despite its remote location, Bodie attracts tourists, people from all walks of life, from history buffs to those intrigued by the paranormal, come to witness this remnant of the past. They walk its deserted streets, peek into the abandoned homes and buildings, and even visit the old graveyard. It's an immersive experience, a journey back in time to the days of the Wild West. Preservation efforts are ongoing. Every year, more funds are raised, more work is done to ensure that Bodie continues to stand, a silent witness to a bygone era. It's a labor of love, a commitment to preserving a piece of history that could so easily have been lost. Bodie continues to echo the tales of its past, waiting for those willing to listen. It's there in the wind that whistles through the deserted streets, in the creaking of the old wooden buildings, in the silence that envelops the town as the sun sets. It's a ghost town, but it's alive with history, with stories waiting to be told. All it needs is for someone to listen. So, is Bodie just an abandoned town or a haunted relic of the Wild West? As we journeyed through this spectral town and its captivating history, we delved into the enigma of Bodie, its birth and golden era, and its eventual downfall. We also explored the chilling tales of its supernatural inhabitants and the state of the ghost town today. In the heart of California's high desert, Bodie stands frozen in time, a testament to the rise and fall of the gold rush era. Born from the dreams of fortune seekers, Bodie thrived, only to be abandoned and left to the mercy of the elements. Today, it exists as a haunting reminder of a bygone era. The ghost town is not merely a collection of dilapidated buildings and forgotten tales. It's a living, breathing museum that has captured the enduring fascination of history buffs, paranormal enthusiasts, and curious tourists alike. With each creaking floorboard, each weather-beaten house, Bodie whispers stories of its past, tales of prosperity and hardship, of life and death, of humans and specters. Then, there are the ghostly legends, tales of spectral inhabitants that refuse to leave, adding another layer to Bodie's mystique. These supernatural narratives, whether you believe them or not, have become an integral part of the town's folklore. They've transformed Bodie from a simple abandoned town into a haunted relic of the Wild West, a place where the past refuses to die and the line between the living and the dead is blurred. So, what do you think? Is Bodie just an abandoned town, a relic of a bygone era? Or is it a haunted place echoing with the whispers of its ghostly inhabitants? We leave you to ponder this question. Don't forget to comment your thoughts and remember to like and subscribe for more mysterious tales.